everyone, welcome back to our Shackleton Expanse Star Trek Adventures campaign here on Modiphius. We are four beautifully dressed up characters and Tom, who's turned up in uniform. Well done, Tom. But we're back for more Narendra Station shenanigans. This week we thought we would celebrate Halloween with you all by doing a Halloween holodeck episode. Classic holodeck situations are about to unfold. But before that, we should check in with everyone and see how their Halloween is going. Anita, do you have enough spoops in your day so far?
I am looking forward to going to the grocery store after this and picking up as much candy as possible. Or potentially tomorrow when it's all on sale, because that's the best day of the year, really, when the Halloween candy gets 50% off.
Yeah, it's like that and Easter when the chocolate's all like half price.
Or the day after Valentine's. Same thing.
Flowers on February 15th. It's good. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Is the candy for you?
Yeah.
It's not for the trick-or-treaters, is it? Really?
Well, we live in an apartment, so we don't usually get any trick-or-treaters.
That's fair. That's fair. I live off the way out the road too, so we don't really get them around here either. So I bought candy for me too. That's all good. Tom?
Heck yeah.
You got candy, chocolate, mini eggs?
You all deserve candy.
Cup of tea? Thank
Everyone
you.
deserves candy. No, I've had my cup of tea.
Had your cup of tea?
Yeah, I'm on to Rolos now, not so much mini eggs.
Okay, Rolos.
Surprisingly. I do like Rolos. They're quite nice.
Does everyone know what Rolos are?
They're like...
Oh, okay.
See? Yeah,
I didn't know if they translated or not.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't know if Rolos are actually available in Canada.
I don't think they're available in the UK anymore. Are they?
Yeah.
They're available in Canada. You can still get them.
Wow.
They come in bags, though, instead of like in the foil anymore.
So,
they don't come in the tubes.
You don't, so they still come in that, well, not a tube, but it's like a...
It was like the wrapper with the foil on it?
Yeah, we still have that.
Yeah,
that was like the whole
we don't have
point
that
of
in
the
Canada
Rolo.
anymore. We just have it in plastic bags.
Plastic bags.
Just like a share bag, is it? And you just...
Yeah. And usually you can get the mini ones.
These share bags. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, they're not share bags, let's be honest.
No, they're for me.
Candy.
And in addition, I've got my new PC just downstairs. So instead of setting it up tonight, I'm here.
I am.
You know, that's how much this means to me.
So grateful.
Okay.
And so thankful.
I'm like this, that I can hopefully set it up tomorrow in time for Thursday.
It feels like 6 months ago you got a new graphics card. You were going on about your 30,
it was a few
70
years
or
ago.
something. But that was a few years ago. It's a passage of time, Tom.
Mate, it's just awful. It was like someone, I don't know who said it, but someone said something that I thought was really soon. Oh, it was Lumi about going on blooming Red Dead RP. And she said that was 2020. And I went, no, it wasn't. No. And I refuse to believe it because we're almost in 2024. And that's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it is. I had to write the, when you have to write the date down on a paper form, I had to do that today. And because I'm always at work thinking like at least a month to 6 months ahead, I was like, oh, it's still October. Like, that's where I am right now.
So you're kind of like always in the future.
I thought it was already
Your
November.
head is always in the future.
Yeah, that unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah. Susie, is your head always in the future?
No. I was like, oh, fuck, October's done. I have ADHD. I don't know where I am, what time it is, what date it is.
That's
how
fair.
old I am anymore. Like,
age is
nothing makes any sense.
Not real.
It's all gone. No, it's fake. It's fake.
Yeah.
But I have spooky plans for Halloween tonight. We're having the spookiest of all meals, tacos for dinner.
The spookiest of meals.
With pumpkin. I've got a pumpkin espresso stout.
Okay.
Which I was very dubious about, but I'm going to try that tonight.
That sounds like the hipster man's equivalent of a pumpkin spice latte.
It does, doesn't
And I'm
it?
here
Yeah.
for it.
I only drink pumpkin dispersion stouts. And then we're gonna watch Aliens tonight, so I'm very excited. We've had a whole all through October, the Elbow and I have been marathoning horror movies and horror adjacent movies. So we finished the Twilight series, Blade.
Oh, please. Why are you
Whoa,
doing
whoa,
that?
whoa, 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 whoa! Did you just put Blade next to the
Listen,
Twilight
you
series?
cannot watch Twilight and tell me that that is not a horror series, and I'm not, because there's vampires in it. It's a horror series for a whole other different reason.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and we finished House of Usher last night, which was very, very, very good. And I do recommend it if you like horror stuff, if
Yeah.
you like The Haunting of Hill House people and the works of Edgar Allan Poe.
All right. Maybe I'll look at it. Maybe I will.
I watched Five Nights at Freddy's last night on a tangent, and
Oh no.
actually pretty good, honestly.
Oh, okay.
seen-
Surprisingly, a decent horror movie.
I've seen clips of people going a bit nuts in cinemas. Like, what's that about?
Oh, they've been losing
I have
it.
no idea. I just watched it on Peacock because it's streaming here. So,
Oh, okay.
but
Nice.
yeah, I didn't have to go to the theater. It was good.
All right. Fun.
Oh.
I have not been watching horror movies. And I don't know where Tim is. So maybe we'll just start.
Tim just says carry on without him for a little bit.
Okay. I wasn't looking at the chat. I will look at the chat from now on. So we have our Holodeck of Horrors episode. Before we do that, I should say, being the host, the good host that I am, we're still running our Roll20 module competition. If you want to win the module we're using that has like the rule book and all the compendium rules and stuff that you can integrate with the character sheet, then type into chat !Roll20. You will be entered and you'll get a chance to win this module. We'll draw 2 people if we remember, and then hang around because we'll draw on at the middle, draw on at the end of the session, and hopefully you manage to win one of these beautiful free copies of the Roll20 module. All right, I think that's all I needed to say. So yeah, episode 19, Holodeck of Horrors, and Eka has the log this week. Can you see the log?
I sure can.
Brilliant. Take it away whenever you like.
Sure. Eka's personal log, start date. Let me fix that. 48972.7. A few of the human ensigns have organized a Halloween party here at Eka's. For the credits they were offering, I'm happy to oblige. The old Western Earth custom of donning costumes based on folktale characters is still seen as kind of a quirky pastime, but we could all do with a little R&R, and the ensigns have promised a spooky night of drinks and games and custom holosuite programs. So I furnished them with everything they need and even a little alcohol from my reserves. None of that synthahol stuff, mind you. And I've got to say I'm intrigued. So I've even put myself in the rotation for tonight.
Lovely. And what has Eka's place done as so these 3 excitable human ensigns in really kind of scrappily made, traditionally made costumes are kind of putting stuff on tables, chatting amongst themselves. One of them's eagerly typing away on a pad with some last minute revisions. What's the place look like?
Ooh, I think that despite Eka's protestations, they've gotten those fake cobwebs literally everywhere, over every square inch, and I'm just like, this is just, it's okay. I can get the people to clean it up later. There's fake cobwebs. There's it looks like one of them has made some sort of a punch bowl that is, and they've gotten someone in the science lab to rig it up with some dry ice, so it is bubbling and boiling. And there is I think one of them has, one of the engineers has built not a robot, it's like a mechanical jack-o'-lantern that says his name is Lewis, not Jack. So Lewis is wandering around serving drinks. just a little automaton.
Oh, cute. Okay. I think that for sure, Tadok kind of walks up to you, surreptitiously looking around, and says, I do not understand this custom of scaring oneself for excitement.
I mean, experiencing fear is a healthy way to process certain emotions. I mean, I don't necessarily expect you to understand, but if you're not careful, I think Lewis might put you out of a job.
Who is Lewis?
I point at the pumpkin-headed figure that is mechanically walking.
And if Vulcans could jump, he does. Like, there's just that little kind of freeze for a second, and then you see him, like, unclench a little bit. And he just
See?
turns to you and
Healthy.
says, what is that?
One of the engineering ensigns built him to serve drinks. Don't worry. I don't think he's sentient.
We shall
And you can just
see.
sort of see the Lewis O lantern wandering around, dropping off drinks on people's tables. Perhaps even dropping off drinks to people who don't want them and just placing them and sliding them over. 'Cause it's just basic programming.
So more kind of Starfleet officers, particularly, and a few curious Klingons too, as well as various kind of other alien guests who are kind of intrigued by what's going on, start to filter into the bar itself. What's your costume, importantly?
I think that Eka is dressed somewhat like I'm dressed, in a sort of long velvet red coat and kind of a frilly front shirt and a wide-brimmed hat, fancying themselves a little bit of a Van Helsing type character. Is what they're kind of going for. They remember reading, just sort of looking up Halloween customs and old folk stories, and one of them was of a hunter of creatures known as vampire, named Van Helsing. So that's what Eka's dressed up as tonight.
And Tadok is like, looks like he does every night. He's just like plain. I always imagine him in the kind of equivalent of a like black turtleneck and black trousers.
Yeah,
Whatever the Star Trek equivalent is of that.
yeah, I'd agree with that. And I
It's
think
kind of a different dark grey material or something on the top.
of course, it's got like that weird off-center stripe that for some reason all shirts have in the future.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just going to look at Tadok and just be like, I see that you're dressed up as my star employee.
I am not wearing a costume.
Exactly. Well, make sure that Lewis doesn't break anything, and I think at that point, you see Lewis turn and bump into one of the ensigns.
And they're like cursing at it, and then kind of they're getting like, there's maybe a little toolkit that's kind of under the table they whip out, and they're like kind of starting to go at it with like the little lights and gizmos and stuff like that. And you can see Lewis like twitch a little bit and then kind of freeze as they kind of start to work on him. Burrell, why have you decided to attend this Halloween party?
Because Burrell is half human, and one of the traditions that her dad loved, and he kept up doing it even when they grew up on Kronos, was Halloween. Her dad loves Halloween. So ever since she's been teeny tiny, she's always celebrated it. It's always been small because it's hard getting other Klingons really into it. Although their neighbors around the farm, like, were a little more forgiving, as used to the kids and stuff growing up. So it's just part of her like little family tradition. And even though she's far away from her family right now, she's like, she can't miss a Halloween.
Yeah, for sure. Please describe her costume to us.
She is a non-litigious vampire countess wearing a long white dress, a black rose brooch, big black hat, and her hair is a darker color than usual and curled rather than the sort of like wavy mess that it is usually for Burrell. And she appears taller than usual. She's clearly wearing some like platform heels, and you can tell she's a little bit awkward in them because she's not really a heels kind of gal. But she's given her best as she sort of walks into the party.
Yeah, and a couple of junior, like young operations officers, a couple of engineering officers, kind of walk by you, kind of look up at you, and one of them actually does say, like, "Whoa, hi, Chief," and like walks on by.
She slides him like a little chocolate bar. She's got her own little like
Like a
pumpkin
bag
full
of
of little
candy?
sweets. Yeah.
All right. And he kind of looks at it in like the wrapper as well that's been produced, and he's just kind of a bit confounded by it. Like they just wanted to come by. Clearly they're in uniform. Maybe they were just having a little look around. So he kind of like has a look, and then kind of like bites down, but like with the wrapper on.
Burrell pinches her nose. She goes, "This is the caliber of people I deal with every single day. You take the wrapper off."
Oh, it's just the coloring and the texture confused me, and you kind of and then starts to peel off. Oh, okay, like rations, I guess.
Yeah, like rations, I guess. And so she moves towards the bar.
He chews down on it. It's like he just pulls his face. It's like this. You picked out like the sweetest thing you could, but he just pulls his face of like, like way too much.
Sits down at the bar. She says, "There's no accounting for taste." And then she waits for someone to serve her. She's like,
Actually, so Tadok turns up at the bar in front of you, and kind of barely looks at you, but just says, "Chief."
"The dog?
And what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a costume for Halloween."
I meant, what is your character?
I call her Lady B,
And what is a Lady B?
a vampire countess.
What is
From an
a
old piece of earth. What is her?
vampire?
Yeah, the vampire is a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Very well. And he like kind of regales you with a story of like various blood-sucking actual creatures.
Yeah, kind of, yes, Tadok, kind of like a mosquito, but person-shaped and not alive. Yeah, you got it. They really know like myths, legends on Vulcan? No ancient monsters or creatures that lurk in the night and feast on Vulcan children?
Vulcan has real monsters, and there are like I can't think of them right now, but there are some real, actual, like horrible, like they put guys in big like white gorilla suit type things. I think it's a Seklat or something. Like he actually like tells you a story of this real Vulcan creature, and just like the like real havoc they've caused to people. It's like as if someone was telling you about. I mean, Kronos must have many more than that, but like it's as if someone was telling you about like, oh yeah, you get too close, lions will take your children, kind of thing, like from Earth.
Right. Not really big on storytelling, your people, are they?
It has its place, but I do not understand this dressing as the characters and standing around recreationally.
It's fun to dog. You should try it sometime. I know Oshron would like if he tried it.
And where is he?
I don't know. I haven't seen him. I did say he was going to dress up though, so
Perhaps he will have a more interesting costume. And he hands you a drink.
Burrell's like, "Excuse me?"
And he just kind of wanders off.
Takes a drink.
All right. And Harvey, Why have you turned up in uniform? Has it been a long day? Did you not get the invitation?
I imagine that Harvey has been in the guts of the station in the Jeffries tubes for like all day for like a, I don't know, 15, 16-hour shift. And all he's been going from one part of the station to the next. Trying to sort out, you know, some energy transference that doesn't seem to be working, or whether so it's been a messy job. He's covered in grime. He's normally covered in grime, but this one is slightly more grime. And I like to think that he doesn't even realize he's off duty yet. He's actually got something in Eckers that he's got on that, you know, the pad that they have to go through the list. So he doesn't probably even realize the time. And he's probably come into Eckers and his head's down in this pad, and not a single thing he hasn't noticed any costume, nothing whatsoever. And he goes straight to Ecker, and he kind of like touches the pad and goes, Ecker, I've got a thing here. They're saying that you've had a slight problem with one of your replicators around here. I mean, it's bringing out, well, I don't know, nothing solid. It's all liquid or something. I'm here to take a look.
Yes? But Harvey, isn't it a little late in your shift?
And he checks the pad. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I sorry, it's been a long. I mean, I'm here. I may as well fix it, right?
I mean, I get the hyper focus. I mean, if you're here and you've got your engineering kit, yeah, it's just this one right over here.
Right. Okay.
I think that a large automaton hands you a drink with a pumpkin head.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, that's Lewis.
Thank you, Lewis. I'm very kind of you. What's this?
Look around the entire bar that's dressed up for a human custom. They called it Halloween.
Is that today? Oh,
I've been told.
Yeah. My parents
Be a
used
little
to do
awkward
it.
if I let the ensigns do all this work not on Halloween.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Eka. I don't think I've kind of just noticed. Sorry. That's not against your decorations or anything.
It's not me. It's a point at the group of ensigns.
All their decorations. I'm just. You know what? I'll quickly fix this and then I'll have a drink and I'll join. And he scans the room and he probably he sees Burrell and just doesn't twig it's Burrell and just goes by and then
It's okay. Tadok's not dressed up either. You fit right in.
What? Oh, yeah.
Oh, can I enter at that moment?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I enter looking like this. I'm in my iguana costume. And I come right in and I see Tadok and I'm like, perfect! Dressed as a civilian, just like I asked you to. We're a team pair match. I'm Godzilla. I researched poorly, but the idea is I'm a big monster from Earth past, and Tadok is my civilian damsel in distress. Nailed it, Tadok, nailed it.
And did you make that yourself, as was the request?
Did. What do you think?
You can tell.
Thank you.
And
I'm pretty proud of it too.
Tadok shoots Eka a look. And then walks off.
I just give Tadok a shrug. You know? That's I kind of think that he likes you. That's
Did you say
honestly,
that to me or to
yeah.
Doc? I mean, I hope so. We've been on a couple dates.
Burrell spins around on a bar stool very dramatically. He said my costume wasn't interesting, so yes, he likes you.
Yes! I actually say gasp, like out loud and loudly. That is everything.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, and you got the accent down? I'm living for it. Living. Or wait, you're pale. Dying for it. Dying.
She like slaps his shoulder. Harvey, you look like hell.
Yeah, he's dressed as an overworked staff member, not his usual, like, casual self.
Yeah, not dressed, Ostron. Just, I am. Yeah. I'm gonna go fix this replicator.
Wait! I pull out, hold on.
What is
Pull
that?
out these, like, bunny antenna ear things, and I put them on to Harvey.
I wish I
Hey,
had
go.
bunny antenna here things to put on.
Literally just have it ready to go.
Thank you, Ostron. That's very kind of you.
Anytime. This is my favorite human holiday. It's ridiculous and it's fantastic. I just want to point out, I imagine that my antennae are coming out of the top of the
Yeah.
of the eyes. It's like this thing looks just atrocious. Like it really does look like I made it myself. Like it's full on. Like yeah, and of which I'm even more proud of. Right.
Yeah, the invitation that went out around the station was like no replicated outfits. Like we're not, this isn't a proper like holodeck. We're gonna get proper suited up and stuff. It was like make your own costumes, replicate the materials you need, but that's the whole holiday. So there's a lot of different costumes here, and like from a lot of different creatures from across the Federation and beyond. But the unique thing about all of them is that they all do look like they've been made by a 10-year-old who's just got really excited. So yeah, they're all a typical, like, kind of almost frat party Halloween kind of look about them. Oh my god, what would the theme be this year? Would they be that self-referential that it would be like the Dominion or something crazy? Or would it be like, it wouldn't be that
Slap it
bad, would
together.
it?
No.
Might be too close in time for them
Yeah.
to be doing a
Yeah,
Dominion
slap it
theme.
together. 2371.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, there's kind of there's a big theme of that. There's a big kind of running gag amongst the crew for that. Finally, they can kind of give a little pause to the music. The ensigns kind of like ding a little glass, and the kind of the female ensign in a. Oh my god, what was the creature from Discovery with the little tardigrade in like a standing up tardigrade costume? Says, welcome everyone. We're so happy to have you. We're ready. The holosuite's ready for the like escape room experience thing. So please, whenever you like, head on in. And it will be open all night. We'll be running it all night. The program, it should like kind of learn what entertains you and what kind of excites you about like the puzzles it's going to throw at you, and so it should be like adaptive to all of that, and you should have loads of fun. Happy Halloween! And there's a kind of a roar that goes up. The Klingons you hear in like a corner with a barrel of blood wine like roar. And then kind of everyone starts funneling into the holosuites. There are still a few partygoers here in the bar, and Lewis keeps pouring out punch and stuff for people out of his head, I guess.
Oh my god, the Klingons are all dressed as Ferengi, right? Like they're a Ferengi
yeah.
merchant.
So, no, do you know what? I reckon, who's our
They're like
Ferengi
cardboard
Daemon?
ears just kind of pasted to the side of their heritages.
No, well, I reckon Damon Zarg has heard about this and has like started flogging like ears on bands to put around people's heads for people. So the Klingons, they're just wearing their regular kind of fur and leather Klingon off-duty outfits, but with like strap-on like Ferengi ears. That was the entirety of their costume. because Damon Zarg has sold them this stuff, and they've handed over some latinum. You can even see, I reckon, a couple of Ferengi merchants just outside Ekka's with a few, like one of the employees, one of the underlings of whoever this seller is effectively like a Ferengi coat hanger, is holding a bunch of costumes on little hangers, and then there's a kind of a salesman who is like doing the pitch to people who anyone in uniform, anyone in kind of the casual civilian clothing, they're just grabbing and trying to buy a costume.
Oh, yeah, they opened up a Spirit Halloween next door.
Exactly. If anything, I think Ferengi stores are literally those like churn, like burn stores that are literally just like open for a month and then they disappear or just completely rebrand. So yeah, there's definitely a Spirit Halloween next door now.
I love the idea that the Admiral is wearing one of these on ops. Just getting Admiral Hibbert, just getting into the spirit of things, like literally just like, and not like kind of like waiting, like just daring a non-aware ensign to just say something about it.
Do you know, it'd be even funny if she got General Kargan to wear like a bedsheet toga as part of like his costume.
100%. Yeah, or even better, a ghost with the holes cut out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh.
All right. The Holodeck
Grand
suite.
Nega's own Spirit Halloween, says somebody in the chat. That explains it in our world.
Yeah. That's phenomenal. And yeah, the holosuite is available for you, and there are people kind of going in and out. And the holosuite has been advertised as the kind of star little attraction thing. So please, the four of you, into the holodeck.
Yeah, I
I'm
wait
heading-
until Harvey's done working, and then I say, "Look, I've delegated the rest of your tasks to someone else. You are coming
What?
to the holodeck."
Oh.
Break
Okay.
time. Let's go, Harv.
Okay.
I'm gonna shove like a costume on him, and it's one of those like bin bags and paper masks that we had in the UK before Halloween really took off when we were all poor.
Chief, I've got my costume. I got the top.
Well, this is additional costume.
You think I
You
need
can't just wear your
additional?
uniform, Harvey. Come on now.
Oh my God! Wait, may I have an idea of what Harvey actually does? Can I? And you
Yeah,
like,
go for
mix
it.
So the idea is you have to make it yourself, right?
Right.
Harvey's a technical whiz, so in my mind, Harvey made himself an outfit the minute he walks into the holodeck. He becomes like a Gundam, but it's made out of cardboard, but it's like a holodeck Gundam, and it's just like it's. And he kind of like, I imagine that he would look at all of them like, what? I made it myself. Like I just have this image that is that okay? Like.
Why not?
But the ears are still there. So.
Oh yeah, the ears stay. The ears are non-negotiable. They stay.
Amazing.
We're gonna have to have a talk after this, Harvey. You and me. There's so much I'm learning about you.
So much he's learning about himself.
I don't think I have a big door switch.
Evidently, Harvey's a Gundam fan now.
There
Of
we
course
go.
he
It's
is.
canon. New focus. Gundams.
Cannon.
All right. The big holosuite doors close with a hiss behind you, and you are surrounded by an entirely new scene. Over a moor, a few hundred feet away, in a stormy night, you see a huge castle, silhouette of a castle as a lightning strike smearing across the sky silhouettes it perfectly in cinematic brilliance almost. And you see other partygoers on this moor with mists coming in, making their way kind of in a like jolly fashion up to the castle doors.
Oh heck yeah!
Burrell has a huge smile on her face. She's like a kid. She's like,
You know, I've always wanted to go to an actual castle.
Well, now's your chance.
Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose this is the closest I'm going to get. There aren't too many castles left.
We should try and make
in
that
our
happen.
galaxy, but
I imagine there's still a couple left on Earth, right? They're like heritage sites. They protect them.
quite possibly. I don't know because World War III happened. I don't think they were really
Andoria's
thinking
got
about.
castles.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I need to go to Andoria. That's what I need to do.
You are approached by what looks to be a fishman. But not in the sense of an aquatic alien species that might show up on the station. This is almost cartoon-like, big, like fish, hunched over, standing on two legs, and just kind of like coming off of its forehead, hanging is on the end of it what looks like a metal lantern with a few candles inside and the kind of glowing and flickering in the rain and the wind, and it blubs at you and it kind of motions towards the castle.
Oh, this is so cool. It's like a story. Like one of those old horror stories.
I'm not too keen on the ones with fishmen, and
No?
usually gets quite tentacly by the end.
Oh.
Pharrell, do we need to investigate that comment a little more? Or...
No, we don't. Anyway, and she just walks forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna totally look at Harvey and be like, yeah, we're investigating that.
Okay. She turns around, she goes, I'll kill you. Hey, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
As you proceed across a stone bridge, a few of the candles that seem to have melted onto the stone bridge somehow in this like little fictional world start to flick on as if turned on by some kind of magical spell. The mist begins to part from in front of you. You can see the big oaken doors, and with the crowd just in front of it, as you approach the back of the crowd, they begin to creak open, almost the sound of a tree crunching and breaking, as if slowly falling from its roots. But now that the doors are fully open, the crowd begins to head inside. And inside is this entrance way that you would expect from this kind of large Gothic mansion. There's two arching kind of circular staircases coming down on each side. There's a hallway underneath both of them heading further into the castle, but stood on the balcony is a beautiful, thin, pale white man with long blonde hair flowing down over this strange, huge, kind of arched collar coming up from his clothing. His clothing is kind of strange and, again, quite gothic, but you're not sure kind of exactly how it's been put together. But there's kind of like white flouncy shirt leathers crossed over with black, a cloth crossed over with black leathers. Very much something that has been kind of designed in someone's mind, and there is absolutely no practicality for it if it was ever actually put on a real person. But this hologram gives you a wide grin, and two pronounced canines greet you from the balcony. And
I edge closer to the dock and just full on like, you need to wear that.
I don't think I can.
We'll make it happen.
And he just kind of gives you a stern little side eye, bombastic side eye from Tadok. And this person says, welcome to my domain. Please, delight and revel for this evening, for you are all my guests, and you have all entered willingly. And when he says willingly, the doors snap shut with a huge whoosh of air and crunch and close behind you. And then he gives out this huge maniacal laugh and starts to descend the staircase. As he does, servants start to come in from each side, and they seem as kind of pale and as kind of like, piercing gaze as he has. But they've all got these silvery platters of little drinks and little kind of martini kind of drinks and little canapes and stuff like that. You can see him start to kind of move around the room and kind of like cheer the guests and say little things to people. He comes over to the four of you and he says, welcome.
Hello.
And who might you be?
I'm Harvey. Should I use my name or should I make a name up? Harvey. Yeah, I'm Harvey. Hi.
Please.
Hi. This is great. This is well done.
Do not.
And he takes a martini and
Do not feel you have to pretend with me. And he just gives your beard just a little stroke.
Oh. Unfortunately, Harvey doesn't have a beard.
Okay, he gives your face a little cheek,
Gives a little stroke.
gives your
Yeah,
cheek
yeah,
a little
yeah.
stroke. You do not have to pretend to be anyone other than yourself with me.
Oh, okay.
Look on the martini.
Well, this is lovely.
Thank you. Please stay forever.
That's very generous of you. If you don't mind, can I have a look around?
By all means, because you will never leave.
Right. Yeah, okay. Gonna just mingle. He's gonna head off and kind of like just start. Is there anyone else that's seen as a guest in here? Or are we the only guests? And everyone
No, so
else is
there
like a
are
servant?
other like party guests and dressed up Starfleet officers and stuff here as well. There's kind of like a group of about 20 of you.
I'll probably kind of like just go to a group of like people and just mingle and just kind of like gush, like that's like a castle. I've always wanted to see a castle. This is great. Have you tried this? And just do that. Just
And-
small talk and
Yeah.
mingle.
All right. He turns to Burrell and he says, "Do I know you, my lady?"
And she puts a hand out. I don't know, do you?
Perhaps. And he like turns over your hand and he like kind of, holds out your wrist.
She
And you
doesn't
can see him kind of
she's
like
in.
looking and, sniffing.
She's in. Anything familiar to you? I feel like if we had met before, you would remember me.
And he kind of, how like he would kind of like be quite close to your arm if that's okay, and he kind of move up it and kind of then slowly kind of come up kind of face to face to you. I do not recognize you, though you have the appearance of one like me. I'm intrigued.
And then she sort of like she looks across to Oshron for a second, like she looks at him in the eyes, like she's enjoying her time in the holodeck. She looks across at Oshron and for a second she's like and then she sort of regains character. Then perhaps we can get to know each other better later.
Perhaps. Meet me in the drawing room after we have done this little dance.
And she smiles and nods.
He looks over at Eka and is immediately like standoffish and on edge.
I
And
think Eka just sort of gives this creature a sly smile.
You,
Good evening, sir.
how dare you show your face here?
I only go where I was invited, of course. Much like yourself.
I did not invite you.
Surely we don't need to do this with all these people about. But you should know this group is under my protection.
And you should know that you are in my domain. You
Exactly
will
where I
find
want to be.
no success here. No.
Nor will you, my old enemy.
And he like starts to.
I love that you just hissed at me. That's my favorite thing ever.
Bushron absolutely has like a bag of popcorn or treats or something, and I'm just watching this with like that full I'm living meme right now. Like,
One of the, so a kind of a kind of a lizardy person walks up to you and kind of like gives you the little smelly tongue. As because of your Oshron, because of your costume. So they're giving you the kind of trying to get like a kind of trying to gauge, trying to kind of get a gauge on you.
I
Like,
do it back, and I actually make the noises too. And then I'll full
and
on
it's still
like
holding a platter of stuff. Like
up at Doc, I'll just be like, I'll grab something off the tray.
okay. So the you can stay here as long as you like. The kind of canapes and drinks and stuff keep coming. There are various serving creatures that come about, and then all the candles in a kind of sweeping motion all start to go out, and the chandelier goes dark as well, and you are left in the dark until glowing from one of the corners a green spirit, but in the kind of cartoon Lego Man version of someone with a sheet over him. And for anyone, and I can't remember the hobbies, but with anyone with a kind of understanding of old Earth motion pictures, it absolutely strikes you that even if you're looking at it through the naked eye, it looks like it's been filmed on one of those little mirrors or the little kind of like where they used to do like glass screens or something over, and so it had the double projection thing going on. So it looks absolutely like that, very wispy, very ethereal, but very much like someone has got like a kind of a sheet over them. But they start kind of moving through the crowd, and people are kind of laughing and giggling, and then kind of moving over to try and avoid them. And then the couple more, like one of them has snuck up on you just behind you and is kind of like brushing past you, and then one of them extends this little kind of finger and then touches one of the other guests of the party, and in what you imagine to be some kind of clever use of the transporter systems, disappears in a puff of smoke. And 4 other fingers extend out to you. And you all find yourselves in a kind of drawing room with a little purple fire in the fireplace. And it just looks like a kind of parlour with loads of books and bookshelves all around you.
Morel, isn't this where he told you to meet him?
Yes.
I'm down for more than one, but I don't necessarily want to watch you.
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't want like an audience like for this. It's kind of. Anyway, so what the hell just happened? Where are we? Why is that fire purple? How are the canapes, Harvey?
Really good. I kind of wish I had more. It's all right. I'm down to my. Hang on.
I hand Harvey
Okay.
a couple that I had.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're really good.
You look around for the server, like there's no one around you. You are all in a room like no bigger than kind of 20 feet square, and it's not so much like a drawing room, something like that. It's more maybe kind of a library or kind of a parlor kind of thing. there are no doors in or out, no windows. There is just the purple fire and the fireplace, and just oodles of books on shelves.
Yeah,
The
I'd like to look at the
ensigns-
book. Oh,
The
sorry,
ensigns
Anka.
are mentioning. Oh no, it's fine. The ensigns are mentioning something about this. I think they called it an escape room.
I'm not familiar.
Well, I mean, we can. I guess we can put 2 and 2 together and say we need to escape the room.
I guess.
Well, that shouldn't be too hard. Right.
It's a puzzle, and I'm at puzzles. So
Okay. Well, I assume first things we need to find. There are clues around this room, and we need to find them. So Harvey is going to go looking around for something that stands out as a clue. You said there was just a purple fire, books everywhere, like a wall-to-wall books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that stands out?
Why don't you make me an insight and security check?
Oh dear. Oh, I got 1 success.
Okay.
Considering what my insight and security is, that's good.
I'll give you momentum for that to start things off. And with that success, I want you guys to help me out with this one. I am not I'm not written you like a bunch of escape rooms. I'm literally coming up with this as I go. Harvey, what do you find? Because we can absolutely do this as a group. That's the beautiful thing about improvisation. What does Harvey find that's kind of a clue that's interesting about the room? That's to you, Tom.
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
What
my
do
brain
you-
just stopped working.
No, that's okay. It happens to all of us. What do
Been a long
you
day.
What do you find?
I like to think that because I don't know what your solution to this room, if you have.
Neither
a
do
solution.
I.
Oh, okay. In that case, then I like to think that
But what were you looking for? Is an interesting question.
basically like a hidden switch or something, or if it was like a puzzle, like the beginning of a puzzle, like
Yeah.
he finds there's an open book maybe on a table that is on a certain page that has like a word underlined that will direct him to a book on the bookcase. And it's kind of like one of those puzzles where it kind of goes like that, and then you look, okay, I'll go to this book, and then you have to kind of figure out a chapter there, and then it goes, okay, it might lead me to another book or to a candlestick. And so basically he's thinking that this will be the first clue that will unlock all the other clues once we work it out. So I like to think that maybe it directs him to a certain book in the bookcase.
Okay. Yeah. Your open book has a passage in it, and underlined in a piece of kind of descriptive text. And this is one of those kind of, like filthy Mills and Boone novels. But it's got indigo underlined in it.
Indigo. Wait, that looks very like that. That's the color of the fire, isn't it?
Fire's purple. Indigo's kind of more of a blue tone. That's Susie, not Burrell.
Okay, that's the artist. I'm sticking with the artist here. Indigo. Okay. Well, if we search around for something, maybe that color, or something to do with it, maybe we can find something. I'll start checking some books if you all want to.
Yeah,
start looking.
Burrell's there, like scanning the bookcases.
Yeah.
Right. Roll me insight or reason, and security or science.
May I assist someone?
Yeah, someone can lead this. Burrell, if you're leading the look.
I think Tom, I should lead this one
Oh,
with my
yeah,
insight
please.
and security.
Please. Yes.
Oh, so yeah, you can assist. I will.
And you folks can all help as well.
I'd love
Okay,
to.
I'll help with insight and security. Well, I say I'll help.
One success.
Nope.
Ha!
Oh,
2
That's a crit from Eka.
Hard to see
Insight and
context.
security?
fire.
Or what was the other one? Reason and science?
Yeah.
I should
Yeah,
have done
insight, reason, and security is gonna be that. I've got nothing that can help me further this. Nope. That's me.
All right. With 3 successes, I'm going to need another point of momentum. And these all look like regular books. So you don't find a special book. You don't find, after a good while of kind of searching, and this thing is kind of programmed a bit like an escape room, right? So they're not literally volumes and volumes of text. It's like you open a book and it's like blank and it's a prop book or something where you're looking for different words and stuff. You don't find any particular kind of words or clues to that, but the books are alphabetized. So there are big sections for A, B, C,
Oh,
etc.
Oh.
in ancient Earth, there was a custom of, especially for pilots or anybody that used a radio, indigo would be the letter I. So I'm going to go over to the I section of the bookshelf and see what I can find.
Okay, and then you begin pulling various kind of books and stuff like that out. You don't find any kind of special books or any kind of switches or anything like that. There is a couple of momentum. By all means, ask me questions. Create an advantage for yourself.
Tim has no knowledge in escape rooms.
None of us are
I
good
am
at this.
Out of help for this one.
I will say I've never done an escape room.
Done a few.
I'm not good at them.
Lead on then, Aka. You take the lead with this one.
Oh, okay. So, indigo. Maybe it's a clue to change the color of the fire.
Oh, okay.
Have we tried throwing the book in the fire?
I throw the book in the fire.
That'll make orange, won't it?
The one that says indigo in it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You throw the book in the fire, and the fire changes to indigo.
Chief.
That's why I'm the chief. Okay, right. Where next?
Well,
What is relevant with the fire color?
is there heat coming off this fire? Can I feel heat? Like, as in, if I touch it, it will burn me or it will hurt, or is it just kind of like a?
It's a holodeck effect, right?
I know, but I was just wondering whether or not, like.
How real is
I'm
the
not,
holiday?
yeah, how real is it?
No,
I mean,
it
the
doesn't burn you. You
safety-
stick your hand
Okay.
in, and you're like,
Okay.
"This is a lighting
like a
effect."
warm-
Okay.
Okay,
The
that's all I
safety
needed
protocols will kick in, but
Yeah.
it probably does feel warm like a fire. But if you
Yeah.
don't stick your hand in it, it wouldn't burn
Yeah.
you.
to know. That's all. He's not going to stick his hand. He's just going to put his hand over it to see if it gives the illusion.
You
If
feel
it's on
slight
the
warm.
holodeck, it does. So he will know. Okay.
You
Are
feel
there any
slightly
chairs?
warmer than before.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so if there's anything that I know usually about mysteries or escape rooms, it's that sometimes there are things that are not what they appear to be. There's a mantelpiece above this fire. I'm going to sort of inspect the mantelpiece and see if there's anything that's like got a false backing to it that can get lifted, or like maybe there's like some place with a key, or just a hidden compartment is what I'm looking for.
Sure. All right. Roll with me then. Definitely security. I'm happy to take your attribute, depending on how you want to approach it.
I think reason will work for this one. Reason and insight are the same for me, so we'll check it out. Ooh, that's no successes from me with a 17 and an 18.
Okay, so you look around the mantelpiece, you look around a painting just above the mantelpiece of the castle itself. As it kind of taken from exactly your perspective as you entered the simulation. There's like no kind of weirdness about the painting. There is nothing like behind it, like a little safe or something, and the mantelpiece doesn't have any kind of false bottom or anything like that to it.
I'm drawing a blank, friends.
Are there any chairs in this room? Is it just standing room only, or?
Yeah, there's like those like green leather sofas. There's
Sorry, did you say there's green sofas?
there's like a green sofa. There's like a red armchair.
I would like to put the
there's
red
some,
armchair.
like orange curtains and stuff.
Oh, interesting. Is that so?
Sure. You put the red armchair in the fire.
Well, I'm wondering, like maybe like, do you think it's color coded? Like, do we need to make the color, or do we need to? What comes after indigo?
Hang on.
You went
I'm trying to
from
remember.
purple or violet to indigo.
So now we
Well,
need to go green, right?
Thinking a rainbow or what?
We're going backwards.
If
Blue.
it's going backwards, it'd be blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
So which
Okay.
one is blue in here?
We got anything that's blue in the room?
Other than
Yeah, roll me a quick check. Insight, reason. I mean, you are blue.
insight and security, yes.
Yeah.
I'll do the roll this time.
Yeah, you do the check.
I mean,
I'll
Oshron,
assist.
you are blue.
I am blue. Am
You
I
are
the only
blue.
blue?
We're not putting our shot in the fire.
You are the only blue, yeah.
Am I the only blue? I'm like, I'm like, and I just stand happily in the fire.
What?
Yeah,
No, wait.
and the fire kind of erupts briefly for a moment. It doesn't harm you or hurt you in any way. You feel quite warm, and then the fire is now blue.
Huh.
I kind of step out. Let's go green.
Green.
Yeah, okay. That's what was it? Curtains? Were the curtains green? Or
No,
no, they were
green
orange.
sofa.
Couch.
Green couch.
We just start pulling the sofa.
Push the couch towards the
Yeah,
fire.
push it in.
And now the fire engulfs the couch, and so you've got the fireplace and the couch all lit up in these green flames.
I hope this is the solution. We haven't just set fire to this room. Yellow.
The curtains.
I think I said orange curtains.
Oh, were the curtains orange? Oh, okay. something
Harvey,
yellow.
your shirt.
In the
Oh
fire.
yeah. I could. You want me to take my shirt off or just walk in?
Well, you said
Well, I mean,
you're...
you've got the grey undershirt, don't you?
Yeah, that's true. I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like overalls, these ones.
Yeah.
So you can
Right,
take the
I'll
top
take-
off.
I'll take it off. And he pops it inside.
All right, and now added to the fire, this yellow fire now, is your uniform.
Yep.
Oshron is still on fire. And
I
is
put
now
my
yellow.
Gundam stuff back on. Sure.
Orange. Curtains.
Get the curtains.
Throw them
Right.
in.
Yep.
Um, And now you're kind of having to stay back to the very edge. Yeah, so you brush it off and it kind of comes back. It's like a magical flame effect on you.
Cool. Disturbing. Cool.
And you throw the curtains on now, and so they're adding to this bonfire now of this room. Parts of the room start to go up as well, and it starts to kind of expand around you. So you kind of naturally, instinctually, just kind of back up into the kind of bookcases of it.
This was anywhere else other than the holodeck, I would think this was a terrible idea.
I still think it's a terrible idea, but we're going to do
I'm
it.
starting to question that as well. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
I mean, honestly, I think we're all terrible at puzzles. Let's
What's we done
Red.
orange, red.
red there's a chair.
the chair. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
There's a little red
I'll just
Yeah,
armchair.
sit
Sharon,
down.
there's
Yeah,
nothing
what
else
is it?
in here that's red.
And you push the red armchair.
I mean, there's also my jacket, but
you push the red armchair onto
I
the
paid
fire.
good money to have this tailored.
A Cardassian friend of mine put this together for me. And you push the red armchair onto the fire, and it engulfs the room. There's a huge crackle. This bonfire starts to kind of take the books with it as well now, and it kind of starts to envelop you. And just as it's about to get to you four, well, Oshron's on fire, obviously, but the three of you kind of squished up together, almost maybe thinking, I guess it's a holodeck fire, doesn't matter, like, but it's still fire and crackly, and just something in your lizard brain is like, no, we got to stay back. And then I'm going to spend 2 threat, and the floor drops out underneath you. And
Ah!
Well, that's all we needed to do. We just needed to slightly put pressure on the floor. Everything else was just us.
yeah,
But-
everything else is just you guys.
There was a button and we could have just
Yeah.
pressed this whole
There was a
time.
button that we leaned on as we pushed back. And then when it's
And you find yourself in the catacombs.
Am I still glowing?
Burrell looks at you, and behind your eyes there is a little lick of flames still. Just why not? Why not?
Yeah, I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure that's just the holodeck.
But you are in the catacombs. Aligning the walls are rows upon rows of human skulls, etched into the architecture and the kind of arches all along these crypts is kind of an ancient, like, made up, like, language across it, all kind of scratched into the stone. And then off in the
The
distance,
ensign that programmed this did a really good job.
Hey.
Quite terrifying.
How are you with languages, Akka? Are you good at linguistics?
Sorry, Sam, you don't get to talk right now.
Sorry.
that's all right. You can talk.
The detail, and I just I saw it. I thought, ooh.
When the GM says the detail, jump on it straight away, of course.
Yeah.
Even if she's just vamping for fun. No, okay, so here's the detail. Here we go. So off in the distance, you hear, in an echo, please state the nature of the medical emergency.
Kind of
That's
feel that's
anachronistic.
kind of like out of the theme, you know? Have an EMH. That seems a bit out of theme.
Why would there be an EMH down here?
Hello?
Maybe they wanted to get surreal with it.
Kind of rules the theming of the ossuary, though. And she runs like her
know.
fingers, like she's got long nails for this, like tick, 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 across the skulls.
Those your nails? Are they?
No.
Oh.
Well, let's go investigate. I take like a torch off the wall, you know, like horror movie style.
Yes.
And it's misty down here, even down in the crypts, somehow. And that feels very dewy, very kind of real, almost to the touch. And in the distance, as you start to approach where you think you heard the echoes of that EMH, you can hear, I assure you, this isn't the least bit amusing. Hello?
Hmm.
Hello.
Echoes in
Hello.
Hello?
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 Hey,
Where
can you
is it
tell me what
coming
this
from?
medical issue is? And I just walk right up from the darkness with my eyes wide so the flame really kicks in.
And as you round the corner, you come across Robert Picardo, obviously, as a doctor. But you see this EMH, a slightly shorter man, boarding with that like blue uniform on, no pips, and he just looks at you. And then kind of somewhat mechanically kind of gets out a medical tricorder and just starts kind of reading it off. Not really looking at you, but kind of scans over your eyes and stuff.
Oh. Hello.
And so to scanning Oshron's eyes. There is nothing wrong with your eyes. It appears that there is some holographic effect being impressed upon them.
Hoping it was permanent.
Sorry, Osh.
What are you doing here, Doc?
I don't know. I was activated. Perhaps you could tell me.
Hey, just shits and giggles. Are your ethical routines still active?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
What
glad.
is-
Yeah, I was gonna. That's an
This
odd
place.
question to ask.
Well, I mean, and I kind of turn back to the rest of them. Like, I mean, haunted house, horror game, the idea of the doctor suddenly going Mr. Jekyll on me doesn't really strike me as... I'm still edging away from the doctor because I really don't trust that he would not lie.
But where are we? We are not in sickbay.
Holodeck.
I was not
Do you
scheduled
have
to be
a
on the
re-
holodeck. Is there a medical emergency?
I hope
Do
not.
you happen to have a record on who instated the EMH?
I do not.
I mean, it could have been a slight glitch in the system. We could deactivate you if you want. Send you back. Yeah.
If there is no medical emergency, then yes.
Computer. Who activated the EMH? Computer. Arch.
And over the, you know how a computer kind of has this, like, it sounds like a bit like a tannoy. So over this tannoy, you just hear, I have taken over your computer.
Great. Excellent.
Off the arch again.
Computer Arch. I kind of look back at the other four, and I'm full on like, yeah, I've read enough reports from like the Enterprise. They always break shit. Barclay especially. Man, if that guy ever comes onto the station, red alert right away. Anyways, we're in some trouble, I think.
Or it's all part of the program that the ensigns designed. I mean, it wouldn't be much of an escape room if you were able to easily get out of the problem.
But we weren't given a safe word that we would have been given out if it was an actual safe thing.
Well, you'd think, right?
From behind you, you hear
martini
glass in hand. What would you like your safe word
Good
to be?
God.
Jeez. Oh. Right.
I could log, or G's, if you want. No?
Nice. That was good. That was solid.
Maybe I should. Maybe I could
ask Jeeves just out of shit.
Maybe I could show you the arch. And then an arch appears kind of the other side to you.
Exit
Thanks.
arch.
And I kind of like go check it out. Does it look like it's operating appropriately?
Yeah, you approach the arch and the doors open. In front of you, Echoes. Like just kind of whereby the holosuites are, where you entered.
Do I have access to the to the system?
Roll me pretty simple reason and engineering.
Could I by chance do control just because I'm actually doing a thing?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Cool, thanks.
Kind of carefully, meticulously.
Oh, that's not great. I mean, so I got a success, but also a complication with a 20.
Okay, so with that success, you do have access to the system. You have access to the arch, and according to all of your reasoning and all of your senses, it's a real arch, and Echoes is real beyond the arch. The problem is that beyond Echoes, beyond the arch and in Echoes, the mist that you had on like the moors and the holodeck, that mist is in the Galleria right now.
Echo,
Great.
Yes?
did you, perchance, seem to add holographic emitters in Echoes? Because I don't remember.
Well, the ensigns were saying that they wanted some special effects, some fog, some... I don't know if they installed holographic emitters. I thought that they were doing it practically.
Can I kind of lean over towards Eka and Harvey and Burrell and just like sort of I don't want to be like these like super suspicious, but I want to kind of quietly kind of like it, maybe without dropping command codes or having to enter them. Could you maybe see if environmental systems are still operating appropriately?
Yeah, I mean,
or if
we
they're, but like if you have to enter command code, maybe don't.
well, I mean, we
Because-
could just go to a wall panel and check.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna matter.
Eka has a bigger concern right now, in that a hologram called for the arch, and they shouldn't be able to do that.
Well, that's just it.
Um,
Like,
I could run a diagnostic on the holodeck if that would help.
I was gonna help you out with an insight in engineering to see, like, has this program been Moriarty'd?
Yeah, it's 100% been Moriarty.
yeah, but we don't want to give them codes, right? That's like
No.
a key.
What is our illustrious host doing at present while we're having this little team huddle?
Probably
Just kind of sniffing around you,
Oh god.
like just like sniffing necks and kind of
I think on
lovingly
occasion,
staring into
Eka
eyes.
pulls out a cross.
Eka pulls out a
and
cross.
properly like
and,
coils back, hair flopping around him.
We need more crosses.
What is that, Eka? Why do you have a team?
It's a Earth religious symbol. Vampires are afraid of them.
Oh.
Why
Traditionally.
brandish that? I only do this for your amusement, for your entertainment. I only want to please you.
Okay, can you turn off the let us have access again?
No, but that would spoil the fun.
Yeah, not having fun anymore.
I'm gonna go to a wall, see if I can find a wall panel.
You can
You're
step out
leaving-
of the
you're trying to
arch,
leave?
and there are like a couple of panels
Yeah.
in Ekka's.
I'll go out and step out of the arch.
Cool. So stepping out into Ekka's, you get a sense immediately that like the environmental controls have definitely changed Ekka's place's atmosphere. Like it's like the moor. It's like cold and dank and misty, right? You can even
The mist of
feel a
Barovia.
breeze. You can even feel a breeze.
I'm gonna go to the thing
What
and
could
just
go
run a
wrong with that?
diagnostic on the holodeck.
Go. All right. It's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So I want to as well go to the others in the group, kind of figure out what they're doing as well. But roll me an engineering task. How do you want to
Engineering.
approach it?
This in Harvey's mind just seems like a routine check. He's just going, oh, there's something wrong with the thing. It's the if they've done emitters. He's not thinking this is greater than what it is. He thinks it may be a glitch in the system. Weirder stuff has happened in Star Trek. So this is routine for seasonal holodeck episode. So he's just gonna calmly go to the thing, control and
Control.
engineering. He's just gonna check. Just a simple diagnostic.
Sure.
I fail spectacularly
With a complication.
with the complication.
All right. You kind of have a little diagnostic of it. The program is still running, and there are signals coming from the holodeck out into the wider systems. That's all you kind of really understand until the holodeck door, the holosuite doors just around from Ekka's, close and shut. And there are Starfleet security officers that are starting to show up at Ekka's, trying to see what's happening, trying to help people. A couple of alien species actually like kind of aren't having a great time with the mist and stuff biologically, so they're kind of sat and they've got a medical team that's like helping them out. A couple of Starfleet medical officers come to help out. Couple of Klingons are also trying to literally batleth their way into one of the holosuite doors as well. But yeah, you're now stuck on the outside. The three of you remaining are still stuck on the inside.
Pharrell's going to turn to Ostron and Eka and she's going to say very quietly, I think we have to play along for now.
I would have to agree. Can I just do like an insight and engineering just to see if this hologram has Moriarty'd, in fact?
Yeah. By all means, roll me just difficulty 1, insight and engineering.
Sounds good. What in the absolute hell?
Was that the exact same result as
It was
Tom?
a
Was it the
16 and a
numbers?
20 instead of a 19 and a 20.
There have been 3 20s rolled in a row. I would just like to point that
Can I
out.
try, or is that like
I
just
have.
asking?
The Roll20 needs karmic dice, I swear.
I mean, I rolled a 1 earlier, and like that was,
Talked about.
and then I think you rolled a 1 as well. So that was like, there's been 3 1s rolled and 3 20s rolled this session.
Roll20, we love ya.
Oh my
Never
gosh.
change. Never change. Okay. You can't tell whether this hologram has been Moriarty'd. You can't truly tell whether the arch was a hologram or not, or whether Eckers was a replication. The ensigns didn't share any of the kind of details with you. But as you begin to think about this, you begin to spiral a little bit, because how could you ever tell if you were in a simulation or not? You couldn't. And the horror becomes a little bit more real for you, unfortunately.
Thanks, I hate it, Samantha.
You know
Burrell
me by
takes
now.
Ashran.
Come on.
Burrell takes Ashra and she's like, look after Eka for a second.
No,
Follow my
no,
lead.
this is not okay. This is not okay.
Burrell's gonna walk
So-
up to Dracula.
Yeah.
This Dracula, the noun.
This-
She's gonna slip her arm in his and say, "Well, darling, consider you have us at your mercy, at your disposal. What's next? What's this grand adventure you have planned for us?"
Oh, no. Do not give up. That is not the game. The game, you must escape. You must try to resist. You must overcome my ambitions with you.
What's in this room right now with us?
You're in this like crypt essentially. Lots of little corridors with loads of skulls lining the walls, and this like weird text on the arches above you.
Are there any like broken femurs or anything like that?
For sure, yeah.
Can I roll to see how much I know about Earth Draculas?
You can know about stakes and stuff if you want, for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna kind of grab one and do like a flip in the air and be like, I mean, I'm almost at the end of my game.
All right.
I'm gonna step back. I'm just gonna.
Roll me
I just both run suddenly brave.
roll me fitness and security. I'm gonna apply a focus, and I'm gonna spend 1 die in rolling 3 dice, and your difficulty, Tim, is 4.
Okay, can I burn a momentum, people? Sorry, I have limited.
Go for
space.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm activating my focus because I got Anbo Jitsu.
Yes.
And I think I'm gonna activate my value, making the best of the not best to give myself an automatic 2 successes.
Okay. So you'll be still rolling 2 dice, unless you want to add any with momentum.
Yeah, well, I'll use the momentum to add the 3rd dice.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, I got permission, so I'll do it. Okay,
You have done it.
5 successes. Yes!
Oh my god.
Fantastic. All right. So
Botron is just like done.
I think what he does. Oh, there's stress and stuff too, right? Okay, hang on a second.
Yeah, I'm aiming for more of like a really obvious threat more than an actual just end the game. Do you know what I mean? Like
Oh, Tim, this wouldn't end the game.
I know. I think Oshron doesn't necessarily know that. Tim doesn't know that. So it's like kind of, you know what I mean? Like it's a.
Why don't you roll the challenge dice for me anyway on your effectively your unarmed attack, but make it vicious one because you've got like a dagger thing.
Unarmed attack. Like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's still the same number of challenge dice, but that effect will make it 2, so it's 4 stress applied to Dracula.
And I got a knock him.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
the difficulty was 4 and Oshron rolled a
5.
rolled 5, would that
Oh,
mean
yeah,
there's a floating point of momentum so
There
that
is a floating
you can
point of
reroll those
momentum.
two?
Should I spend it to do the 1 more damage?
Do it.
Yeah.
Or
okay,
you could
so
spend it to reroll those 2 dice. Up to you though.
Yeah, okay, I'll do the 2. I'll do 2 instead.
All right, so re-roll 2 dice.
It's a challenge dice 2. Come on, computer. 2. Oh my God. 2. Fuck it.
Oh.
I got you. Hang on.
Thank you.
All right, you scored 2 more, which means you scored 6, which deals Dracula an injury. He doesn't see you coming as you go in to like threaten him with the stake, and just as you're about to stop there, he turns in a kind of rather like dumb himbo kind of graceful like swirl, and then walks straight into your stake.
And I'm just going to look him dead in the eyes and I'm going to say, who's your daddy now?
And he like crumbles into dust effectively, and kind of, you know, the crumble like smooshes onto the floor and kind of wisps up into the air a little bit, but there's essentially a kind of pile of like grey dust where Dracula used to be. But that laugh echoes a little bit in the crypt. And Harvey, the control panel now that you're working with for the holodeck, for the holosuite doors, they do say that you can open the door now.
Oh, good. I open the door.
All right. So, folks, on the other side of the door, the arch has just appeared and the door's open. Harvey stands working at a console.
Sticks his head round the corner. Hey, guys.
Burrell is kind of recovering from a blush because there's both a Klingon and a monster fucker. That was probably the hottest thing she's seen in quite some time. A guy just walking into getting stabbed. So she's like, "Hi, Harvey."
I look at
on the
Harvey with like just a
diagnostic.
huge smile on his face. I killed a Dracula.
Oh, well
Big
done,
killer.
Oshron. The holodeck, there's something slightly more going on with this. I'm not entirely sure.
The mist and the environmental controls are still as they were.
Yeah, there's something... I can't quite put my finger on it. There's something emanating from the holodeck that seems to be seeping into Echoes and... Well,
So
as far as
something
I
on the
know,
holodeck
Echoes.
is affecting the environmental controls outside of the holodeck?
Yeah,
If
that
it's-
would seem
if it
so.
even is the exit to the holodeck.
Why wouldn't it be?
T-
How do you
Harvey?
even know if you're in a simulation or not in a simulation?
I don't know.
Because a hologram shouldn't be able to... a holodeck character shouldn't be able to interact with the arch or open the door. So how do we know that that's not still just a simulation within a simulation?
Well, that's well, the hologram could not be a hologram. Could be something else. So it wasn't necessarily a hologram that was interacting with the holodeck. It was something else. If that helps, Eka.
In any case, we need... I think the best way is just to keep trying to fix this... solve this escape room.
Mhm. I think the best idea is if we have an engineer on the outside and an engineer on the inside, and I will volunteer for that job, to get to the end of this puzzle, you figure out what's going on from the outside.
Yeah.
At any point, if Eka or Shron, if you want to leave now, go with Harvey. But I'm gonna stick this through to the end through here in case I can figure out what's going on internally.
I'll come with you.
You are all
Chief.
interrupted by hearing some very real screams come from the like Galleria just outside Ekka's. And then you hear some kind of commotion, some people like shouting, and then some phaser fire.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Hats
Hat
off.
Okay. Let's go. Burrell's like hiking up the dress. She's rolled her sleeves.
Right. Oshron, like, so if you volunteer to like stay in the holodeck and try and figure this out, that might be a good time if you do need to go.
Yeah, Oshron and Tadok are both going to stay in the holodeck together. Tadok goes to go with Eka, and Oshron just I think maybe only Eka would see it, but there's like just the slightest of touch from me to Tadok. And Tadok stops and stays. Like just ever so.
Okay.
I also have a suggestion if you want something a little extra. I'd say the two of you sort of lean against a wall even just so much, and that wall does the old style flip.
Yes.
Yes. So perfect. Yes. Done.
All right. And the holodeck doors close behind the intrepid couple. Tim, if you've got to go, give us a quick shout out. Where can we find you and what are you up to? No.
Work kind of sucks today. Y'all, I'm going to D&D in a castle. Follow me on Instagram at the GM Tim if you want to watch and be jealous. But honestly, love you all, and I will see you I'll be back in like 3 weeks when I can play again. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. All right, let's cut to that. Beautiful. So back in the Galleria, for those of you looking out into the kind of like promenade bit for the Galleria, you can see a couple of phaser streaks, and then a humanoid, kind of look bloody looking, is kind of running in a kind of shambling fashion towards a couple of the security officers. Another one looks kind of injured. It isn't running, but it's kind of like probably shambling towards one. And then there's another kind of like larger one who is just kind of hulking their way towards a few. But there are kind of like civilians and stuff who are like legitimately running. And like for Harvey and for Burrell, like this just feels so much like the station, like this almost like this can't be a simulation, because it's like, you know, you're seeing kind of people who you've only vaguely ever seen once or twice before in the Galleria, but then you recognize a security officer, and then like, so it's kind of like, if it feels right. Eka, this just, you know,
Could be a simulation. We
dreams
still don't
within
know.
dreams.
There's so much we don't know. It could be simulations all the way down. We would never understand.
Yeah.
We could never comprehend it. I think at this point, Eka sort of shakes their head. Harvey, can you get through to ops? I don't have a comm badge, and I don't think JJ does either.
Yeah, sure. I tap my comm badge. Harvey to ops.
Ops here, Lieutenant. What's going on?
Kind of difficult to explain. There has been an incident on the holodeck that seems to have kind of swept into the Galleria. There are things that seemingly are attacking people on the Galleria. We need some more security down here.
Copy that. Affirmative. Look, it seems fairly localized, but the environmental controls are fluctuating across the top 5 decks. Can you get me more of a report on what's going? And it crackles out, and the combat stops.
Ops. Always
sure.
cuts out at the worst possible time. Okay. Well, the good news is it seems to be localized around the Galleria in here, so it hasn't spread to the rest of the station. The bad news is we've lost contact with Ops. But they...
Into Ops. 1 second, and Burrell's just gonna like the shoes, the platform she's wearing are gone. They've been flung somewhere.
This
she's
is
gonna
the second
square
time.
up to the huge hulking thing, and she's gonna just like take it arm in arm, like wrestle this thing.
Right. I don't. This is where I have to improv like zombie stats. Hang on. Yeah, sure. I think I'm gonna make this a kind of square. Oh, no, I didn't want challenge dice. Sorry, I wanted a task roll. Yeah, 2d20s. This is gonna be a basic 10. A focus on 1. What do we get here? 1 success is your difficulty, as the hulking zombie wants to try and smash into you, but it's slow.
I'm gonna come in and we're gonna just try and fight this thing.
Fitness and security.
1 success.
Difficulty 1. You break the tie, I think. So why don't you roll some challenge dice for me? Unarmed.
Okay. I think she's straining her muscles so hard, and this dress is kind of tight. It kind of rips at the shoulders a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our muscles.
God. 2, 4, 5, 6 stress on this. I think this hulky boy is big enough to stomach 1 hit, so there is like an injury, essentially. But it kind of reels back and then has a good fight with you as well. I haven't got much threat left, so I'm not going to spend any more. But I'm going to do similar to what I did just now. Target number of 10, focus of 1. Another success. So to avoid the blow, I need another fitness or daring and security from you.
Nah, I think we go fitness. It's our training. It's not taking risky maneuvers.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Boop. 2 successes.
Okay, that's good. Roll damage for me. Roll stress again for me. It's a contested roll in melee.
Boop. Ooh.
4 more stress. I'm gonna give it that. That's it. I think that's a good 10 stress in total that you've dealt it. And so yeah, you like. How do you deal with the zombie?
I think because we're just playing to like the pulpy nonsense Halloweeny of it, I think she takes it hand in hand, wrestles like that before she like rips the zombie's arms off, and it just like she just pulls.
Yeah.
And there's a spatter on her white dress.
All right. Yeah. I got a bit of red on you, and then Harvey and Eka. And you see behind Burrell, some 30 meters or so, another couple of these creatures, these kind of seemingly dead but running humanoids, in very scant clothing but kind of bloody all over, beam onto the Galleria deck. Yeah, like they've transported.
Oh.
So the transporter system is clearly like beaming zombies onto the Galleria deck.
Okay, that's definitely not right? That's not supposed to
I'm
happen.
going to get my
that way.
tricorder out, and because I still got my engineering.
running up Burrell. You're going to get your tricorder. Okay.
Hell yeah. I want to know if these are actual holograms or literal people starting to beam on the station and we're under attack.
Sure. Okay. Roll me.
That's what I need information.
Reason and engineering.
Reason and engineering. Okay.
I'd like to try and find a panel
successes.
to look at these environmental controls a little.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll get to that in just a sec. With
Gotcha.
the 2 successes, you can absolutely figure out that because the kind of transporter, replicator, those kind of systems, they're all linked.
Yes.
It's similar technologies. It's like matter manipulation, right?
Right. Okay.
So these are basically like synthesized people, like synthesized zombies. So the transporter system has been programmed to not from someone's pattern, but say from the program, from a kind of what would have been a holodeck program, to like beam in like real versions of these
Someone
monsters.
is making these monsters.
Yeah. Yeah.
A bit awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, Eka, with the panel, you can have a look at your environmental controls. This is just behind the bar, I think. Like you've got your environmental controls. Like sometimes, depending on the clientele, you want to adjust your environmental controls, so you can have
Absolutely.
access to them. Yeah.
What I'm hoping to do is I want to try and figure out how the environmental controls are being tampered with, and maybe even backtrack it through the system to find out who or where the tampering is coming from.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to angle for a reverse engineering as a focus, if that's possible.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. All right. It can be difficulty 1. This is, I guess, engineering and however you want to approach it.
Sounds good. I'd like to call upon a value. Security isn't guaranteed. We need to protect our interests.
Yeah, that's right. It was a newer one, wasn't it?
And, yep. And I am doing this in Eka's place, so would that also give me an additional, because I'm doing it from basically my favored terrain?
That would give you your advantage, yeah, I guess. Yeah, we can use that trait as your advantage, so it's easier for you to understand the systems a little bit because you're working with them a lot. So,
Okay.
roll. So this is difficulty 0. You don't have to roll if you don't want to, but if you do, you could generate some momentum, obviously.
I'm still going to roll to generate some momentum, so at least I can ask some questions. And I burn determination, so I have 2 successes automatically.
Sweet. Okay.
And that's 2 more successes.
Beautiful.
So that's 4 total.
Yeah. Okie dokie. I'll add those to our momentum pool. 1 sec. Where did I put those? There we go. Cool. And so with 4, these like errors, this problem is a program in itself, and that program is like a virus in a way, has found itself and has managed to ingratiate itself into the main computers of the station. And so that's what you learn from a kind of basic point of view. But yeah, it's essentially kind of a rogue program from this, party has managed to get its way into the main computers.
Harvey, it looks like we're dealing with some kind of rogue program. Some kind of virus has entered the system, and that's what's causing the problem with the environmental controls and probably our zombie problem.
Oh, right. Okay. Would I know what to do because I'm an engineer, but do I know about how to purge systems? And I assume so. Would that be more science or engineering?
It'll be engineering still.
Engineering. Okay. My first instinct then, if we've got a virus, is to kind of purge the system. Kind of get rid of any and all kind of. It'll mean a hell of a lot of work after, but so I would like to find myself a console, whether it's a wall one or anything like that, and I would like to try and initiate a purge of all systems, all replicators, all holodecks on the Galleria.
Okay.
And I mean everything. So all recipes are going, all holodeck programs are going, everything is going.
All right. So that will I'm going to be a bit funky with it. That will increase the
Okay.
complication range, because some of that could be lost kind of permanently kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also that will lower your difficulty. However, in order to do that from a console that's nearby to you on the Galleria, you'd need to spend 2 momentum in order to create yourself an advantage whereby you've managed to patch your way in. Because
Would I be
I
able
would say
to-
that you would need to get to the computer in order to actually do this properly.
Where is? You mean the computer on the holodeck?
No, like the computer cores on like
Okay.
level 2 near ops or
Yeah.
something.
Okay. That's probably not close.
Can I spend one of those momentum to ask a question?
Absolutely.
Would it be possible to, instead of just purging everything, would it be possible for us to revert it back to, say, an earlier backup state?
We Windows updating this.
Yeah.
Roll back those drivers.
Roll back
It's-
that.
Roll
Roll
back
back
the
that patch.
drivers.
It's certainly possible, but it would be difficult because I think the ensigns would have kind of worked on this like on a pad, like on a kind of more little localized little system, and then just kind of like almost like uploaded it into the thing. I'm not a software engineer, but like I don't know if you know, rolling out a patch, it doesn't like keep all the previous data. It overwrites certain stuff, right? So the difficulty would be is that you would need to obtain that pad probably from back in the holodeck somewhere. You'd need to find the
One of the
ensigns
ensigns.
stuck in the holodeck somewhere. And that holodeck is a Nuclean space. It's not a non-Nuclean space, but I can imagine that the holodeck, in a way, often in my headcanon at least, what's it called when it like instances people, but in a kind of environmental way. So it's not literally like you can't occupy the same space, but like it maybe will section off the holosuite and then just kind of like simulate 4 different spaces at once for 4 different groups.
Well, I mean, holodecks are also tall as well as wide, so it's
Yeah.
possible that there are more people on higher
Like
levels.
multi-levels and stuff. Yeah. So they're in lots of their own little kind of instances and stuff, probably. So you'd need to like somehow program or hack your way through those various instances to like find the ensign, so you could roll back the stuff. But it's a completely viable option. Absolutely.
Where is Lewis in all this?
I'm glad you asked. I'm going to spend my last remaining
Dracula.
threat. And as you wonder where Lewis is, Lewis, with a bunch of your kitchen knives on little appendages at the end, turns around to you with like red eyes and is like, like
Lewis
coming
wants a
at
pay
you
rise.
now. Yeah. But it's like coming at you now with like evil intent. Why not?
I love that. I love this. Can we just cutscene that like the knife comes down and Eka throws up a serving tray
Yeah.
and does like that moment where there's the knife in the serving tray?
Yeah. I just for the sake of like a bit of a laugh, let's roll. Yeah, you take 2 stress. Like,
I'd love to.
just, like, as this knife comes down, through a bit of the metal serving tray, but just like it's definitely not a simulation.
No, we all knew Lewis' practical effects.
This Halloween's great. Burrell's having the time of her life.
Yeah. You're ripping more arms off zombies.
Yeah, she's just fighting zombies in the background, like trying to, keep them off people who
Yeah.
are like helping people who are injured and stuff like that.
I want to give you a prompt to say this is one of those cinematic moments where like you're fighting something off, but maybe you guys can still have a huddle, like you can still chat as you're fighting and like ripping stuff off. So what's the plan, Scooby Gang?
Harvey still wants to purge. It's the quickest, most effective way to do it.
Chat through it.
So Burrell
yeah,
throws
Harvey.
a punch. Harvey, the problem with not you, the problem. Hold on, over your head. The problem with that, Harvey, is that we lose everything, and that's going to take a long, long time to get that back together. And
I know.
the Admiral and the General will be furious because this doesn't just affect Starfleet. This affects the Klingons too. So we gotta do a more non-destructive method, if we can.
Speaking of Klingons, I think there's like a couple of them with like mechleths and stuff that are just having a fucking amazing time.
They must be
And they're-
just heaven.
And bro,
They're-
you can hear them screaming in like a kind of in like a kind of Klingon South Hemisphere kind of drawl, just like Halloween.
Yeah, they must love Halloween.
They scream in Klingon, the best holiday.
Yeah.
I imagine there's like a war cry or something comes up. Burrell joins in as she's like fighting zombies.
dear.
She's like,
Yeah.
okay, non-destructive if we can. Of the systems, have we got anything? Is there anything that's not as drastic? Find the ensign. Get the pad.
Find the pad.
Yeah.
Save the ensign.
Would-
Save the station.
I'd be able to spend the 2 momentum for the advantage that perhaps part of the software patch update is in Lewis's memory.
Yeah, if you want. Gang,
And
you want to spend
Yeah,
the
it's fine.
That way
two
we've-
momentum?
that way we've at least got that foothold that we can use to try and purge it.
All right.
Yep, that's good with
absolutely.
me.
I've got to find some stats that vaguely give me Lewis. Lewis is now
Lewis,
We've got to
Romulan Ulan.
restrain Lewis first.
Lewis is now Romulan Ulan. Let's go. All right. Actual combat fight time with rules. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. You guys start with the initiative. Lewis is not that quick. So who would like to go first?
I think I have to because I currently have a tray with a knife in it,
All right.
and I'm gonna try and twist it to throw Lewis off balance.
So you want to like almost like create an advantage, like you want to make him off balance. Cool. Okay. So
Yeah.
roll me difficulty 2. Definitely going to be security. Going to be like daring or fitness.
I'm going daring.
Daring and security. Let's go.
Ooh.
Difficulty 2. Do you want to spend anything?
Okay. I don't really have
There's
any.
there's one momentum left in the pool.
One momentum. Okay. Can I spend that last point of momentum, folks, to try?
Do
and...
it.
All right. I don't have any extra focuses that apply here, but that's 2 successes.
All right. Yeah. So you twist and you turn. You manage to push Lewis over. I'm gonna effectively make him prone, and like he's now down on the floor, and all his little feet are off balance, but he's still got that evil, glowing, red-eyed intent to murder all humanoids, I guess. All right. Would you like to keep the initiative and give me a couple of threat, or would you like to hand over to Lewis? Who, I don't care, is going to take a turn after every single one of you because he's got many appendages. I don't make the rules, I do. But that's just how it works, okay? Okay.
Do we want to keep the initiative with some threat?
I don't have any threat right now, either. It's the lowest I've ever been in this game, ever.
I mean,
That feels bad. That feels wrong.
yeah. I think we should keep the initiative.
I think we should too.
All right.
Take that threat.
Who wants it? Who wants the turn?
Burrell?
Can I be up a robot?
Absolutely.
I would love to be up this robot. So I'm going to try and just disable the many knives. So I'm trying to like rip off robot arms so we
Alright.
don't get stabbed to death.
Okay. So roll me your daring or fitness plus security. This is going to create a difficulty for Lewis to
Okay.
then like respond with.
1 success.
Okay. He's just gonna roll 2 dice, and this is gonna be fitness and security, and we're gonna roll no successes. So you
Okay.
succeed. You have a point of momentum. So rules is written. You don't have a point of momentum because these are both difficulty 1, and then you compare the results. So you have succeeded with difficulty 1. I've just failed. So roll your stress dice for
Okay.
me. Do you can you swindle having any of your weapons or do you want like an improvised weapon? Like I don't know.
Could
You don't have a
I
dagger, do you? You don't have a duck tag.
I don't have. This is the one time that Burrell doesn't have a duck
Doesn't
tag
have
with it
one
because
in her
it
boot
ruined
or
the
anything?
lines of the dress. But could we have one of like the Klingons, just like
Oh,
they
yeah.
get their knife knocked out of their hand,
Like
or they
it's in
throw
the
it to
it's
me?
in the wall. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I grab their duck tag and I'm like, I'm stabbing
All right.
this.
So it'll be 1 challenge dice plus your security
Okay.
of challenge dice 2, and it's gonna be vicious 1. So every effect is gonna be an additional point of damage.
Okay, so ignore that unarmed strike, which was nutty, by the way.
It's gonna be pretty meaty, couldn't it?
That's the dagger.
Oh. And no momentum to re-roll any of those or add any. So it's 4 stress. You managed to knock a couple of knives off of Lewis, but he is doing okay. All right, you are forced, I'm afraid, to for Lewis to take a turn now. So, he's going to use a dagger, fitness and security. I'm going to spend one of these threat in order to roll 3 dice, and I'm going to get no successes. Burrell, please roll your daring or fitness plus security for me.
Well, now that I have a knife, my focus of dagger fighting will come in handy. So, but 2 successes.
And you have succeeded, and you've scored 1 point of momentum. You can roll those challenge dice for me. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stress.
That's better.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so you have. I'm gonna have to. Haven't got enough threat. So you are gonna disable Lewis. How do you disable Lewis? And obviously, at the end, his eyes have to like dim to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how do you do it?
I think Lewis is giving it some, right? With the knives, he's parrying a lot of Burrell's attacks. But
He's
she
got like
sort
5
of
arms or something, right? Like he's been serving these canapes with like 6 different appendages, but now it's just like coming in at all angles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she knocks off the knives as she's going, and then she steps in for one final like stab up through under Lewis's like where his chin would be, but it's where his like his power unit is. So she just and there's like a gush of oil and
and a little gush of like. Do they still use oil? It's the effect.
no.
It's the
effect.
Yeah, it's Halloween.
It's the drama.
And so yeah, the eyes go from a red to a dim metal grey. And he just sits there, still. Harvey, you've got your opportunity to
I'm
get
gonna
in there
pounce.
and help Eka reverse the program.
I'm gonna pounce. And
I'm gonna wipe the dick
try
tag on Harvey's arm. My dress is white. Don't want to ruin it.
Oh,
That's the girl covered in blood.
yeah.
And exploded shoulders.
Oh yeah, just muscle. Like that. All right, I'm gonna go in and try and pinpoint the virus, what files it's in and stuff like that. See where it's originated and stuff.
All right, sure. Difficulty 1. Roll me engineering.
Okay.
Eka, you can
I'd
assist
like
if you'd
to.
like.
I'd love to assist.
Yeah, no problem. Pick your attributes for me, and then roll.
2
No
successes.
reason in engineering.
2 successes. Very nice.
Sorry, was there any more complication range? I only did it normal.
Nope.
Okay.
No help from Eka.
That's all right. 2 successes gives you a point of momentum as well. And where are we at on momentum? There we go. Okay, both screens are caught up. Lovely. And yeah, you managed to locate the program essentially for the holodeck. They've been built on the kind of similar parameters for Lewis and for the holodeck itself. So you've also managed to get access to the kind of previous versions and the previous things that they were like working on. So you've got access to be able to like revert the program back to how it was, or to kind of reset it in order to take back control of the station.
Can I do that from where I am?
Yes, it's going to be slightly more difficult, but you can, yeah.
I will attempt to do that from where I am,
Cool. All right.
using that specific information and with the help of my colleagues.
All right. So, it coming towards, I think, kind of the natural end of the session. So let's really put this on the line and say this is going to be difficulty to do this properly, full in one go. Difficulty 5. We're pulling out stops here, so I'm going to need some, determination. We're going to need some assistance, all of that kind of stuff,
Okay.
and throwing some dice as well, obviously.
Right.
So with difficulty 5, what would you like to do, Harvey, in terms of
I would
buying
like-
dice?
I would.
Or
We've
adding
got one
determination.
momentum. Well,
Have you still got determination?
yes, I do still have determination.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what value. None of my values really fit.
Then, if you can't make them work, we can't spend the determination.
I
It's the
know.
way it goes.
I guess you could say they don't
Sure.
teach this in the academy because it is so freaking wild.
I mean, they don't.
Yeah. So I'll just use that value to use my determination to get a success.
Cool. All right. So 2 successes
successes.
automatically. Do you want to
Yeah.
add any other dice to roll as well?
We've got one momentum, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Go on. I'll add another dice
Another
for
one.
me to roll.
All
So
right.
I'm rolling 3. Oh wait.
Wait. What?
Oh no. That doesn't work there. Okay.
Okay. Any focuses? It's a stretch
No.
for Harvey, I think. He's not a computer
No,
engineer.
yeah.
No,
No,
that's
he's
fine.
really not.
All right. Assistance from Eka, from Burrell.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah. Engineering checks all round. Let's see how it goes.
All right.
Success for me.
I got 2.
1 from Eka.
That's 4,
so-
5, 6
6,
from the
yeah.
determination spent, giving you that last point of momentum there. Adding that in. And so, with zombies running at you through the mist, Burrell kind of fending them off, the Klingons helping you out whilst you basically do a bunch of like computer work, reverting, patching into the holodeck, reverting that program back to an early build that didn't have so much of the adaptive. You always watch out for that word when it comes to holodeck programming. Adaptive programming.
Never learn.
But I like to think the actual image is of the scene is like you having done that kind of tippy-tappy to begin with, and then you've just got to kind of wait for it to load. And so you're just kind of waiting around with like teleporting zombies
With
into
Pharrell
Ekkas,
just
with Burrell and the Klingons just stopping them
I think
from
Eka
getting
just starts
to you.
pouring a drink.
yeah. So, Eka, one hell of a Halloween, huh?
My first one.
I promise you, they're not all like this.
Several hundred years of life. You learn something new every day.
The holodeck doors finally open, and very relieved guests and Starfleet officers off duty pour out. And so the group of the kind of 20 people that you originally met up with in that lobby come back out. The lobby you can see on the other side, but on the other side there is not like a T posing, but a very kind of neutral, like stood with like a martini glass, but like just with no liquid in it, just kind of like down by his side, kind of bald, but with like just maybe the flouncy shirt and some like just black legs, just like very blocky black legs from the kind of early program. I think after a second, again, he says, "Please state the nature of the medical emergency." And the ensigns kind of pour out as well, and they're like, "Oh, what happened?" And they're like zombie dead now, zombies like on the floor, like in Ekkas around them. And one of them kind of turns around and says, "But that was an early. Why? I mean, we built them off the EMH, but why did the war?"
I think the Admiral's gonna want to have a word with you three.
Oh.
But not before you help clean up this mess. Those
And so-
cobwebs are everywhere.
In the background, Burrell snapping a zombie in two above her, covered in blood, just like Carrie.
I think the last kind of like image or whatever from it is like the Klingons like in the corner with, you know, covered in blood, mechless, high, bat'leths roaring above them, screaming Halloween. I think that's how
Yeah.
I think that's how we end the episode. Yeah. Absolutely.
Now becomes an official Klingon holiday as well.
Yeah. Only on the station.
Only on this station.
All right. That was the Holodeck of Horrors. Well done. Thanks for playing. Oh my god. All right. Let's take a second, recover a little bit, and then let us know where you were on the internet and how and what you're up to. How was that, Anita? Was that a good enough little Halloween for you?
That was great. That was a great Halloween episode. Hi, everybody. I'm Anita, otherwise known as Panita or Critical Misses. I'm a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, producer, and cat mom about the space. You can find me on Tuesdays here, on Saturdays on Critical Misses for Morning Ritual, and on Sundays you can find me over on Indoor Adventures for an Apocalypse Keys game where I play a biblically accurate angel.
The only way to play angels.
True.
Yeah. Nice. All right, thanks so much. Tom.
And that was batshit
That was
crazy.
that
I
right?
loved it. It was
That was
great.
wild.
I went to a turn that I did not think it would go to. I thought, okay, I see what she's doing. I see, and there it goes.
It's a holodeck episode. Of course it's going to try and take over the station.
Yep. I honestly thought it was going to be kind of like there's the solution, but you got to play out the holodeck to get to the end, to get this, like one of those kind of things. But oh my god, it was crazy. It was wonderful.
If
It was so much fun.
if I'd have prepped more, maybe, but like
yeah. No, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Myself, I am Hotflakes Tom. You can find me on Twitter, all the social, every time, Susie. All the social media, you can find me. I'm probably there on the Discord as well. I am here every Tuesday playing lovely Star Trek, but this Thursday we are starting our campaign, our D&D campaign on Follow Black Cats, Dragon Heist, right? Dragon Heist with the lovely Samantha DMing once again, with lots of lovely characters, with Susie there with us as well. We got James, some other people that might be there. I can't remember the entire thing, who's going to be there, but a few other people there. But yeah, I think that's about it for me. Occasionally on Monday, we play spoopy stuff with Phasmophobia. But yeah, I think that's about it for me.
All right. Thanks so much. And Susie, what are you streaming next?
That just before I got into that, that's my dream night. That gotta flirt with the Dracula. I gotta rip some zombies apart. I gotta be Lady D with my muscles. Ugh, good times. But when I'm not here, living out my wildest dreams, I'm on my own channel, and at the minute we are streaming a game called Kona 2. It's a mystery sort of horror-y set in northern Quebec, and we're a private investigator investigating a mine, and there may be Russians involved, there may be radioactive materials, I don't quite know. There's weird spiritual thingies, and I did shoot a couple of wolves, but we'll graze over that. When I'm not doing that, as Tom said, Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. British time, because the clocks are fucky. We're doing Dragon Heist. I will be playing a boy who's like, if Edgar Allan Poe was worse, him. You can come find that. I play a character called Roderick Rhodes, a struggling author trying to find his inspiration in the streets of Waterdeep. But speaking of Black Cats, we just released today our little RPG, The Gardener, a 4-pager horror game about being stuck in an English garden and being hunted by a warm cereal enjoying gardener who definitely isn't in the call with us right now. Blink, I'm blinking for help. That's on itch.io right now, and it's coming to drive through soon.
Yeah, please go check it out. Yeah. As for me, you can find me around the internet. Yes, I know. At RPG Webby. And yeah, on Thursday, I'm back in the GM's chair for some D&D with the lovely fam, and been cooking up a Dragon Heist game, which, based on the characters, I think tonally is going to be like Tim Burton's Dragon Heist, by all accounts. They're all kind of weirdly, slightly spoopy characters. In a way, it's going to be absolutely joyous, so I can't wait to start that and see how ridiculous that gets. So if you want to watch that, check us out on Twitch, follow Black Cats, that's where you need to go. The Gardener, if you look for The Gardener, I guess, on itch.io and on drive-thru eventually, then you'll find that. So we do occasionally release something we might have been kind of like working on a little bit. Or kind of 4-page RPG from the mind of James. So it's going to be weird and spoopy and not at all unhinged. In terms of Modiphius, no big news for Star Trek just now, but we just finished up our Cohor's Cthulhu Kickstarter. If you missed it, with the pledge manager going up fairly soon, I don't know exactly when, we'll obviously open late pledges as well. So if you did miss out, you have another chance to grab that whenever the pledge manager opens. That's it, I think, for news of that for now. We are streaming 3 times a week now for chums on Modiphius. We've got this on the Tuesdays. I believe that Dreams Machines is tomorrow. We've got a short campaign of that just to show off the system and the setting, run by the brilliant Danny from the Initiative Order, who's also the project manager for that game. And then back on Mondays, we've got our Fallout Winter of Atom campaign run by the lovely April. She's back in the GM's chair and she's running that for a fantastic group who are managing to work their way through the scenarios. I haven't quite caught up, but I think they're at Mirage, which probably means that they've been captured by now and they're stuck in a basement somewhere in a roving vault turned casino. Yes, that you heard that right. So head over here. Come back here on the Monday and the Wednesdays to also check out those games too. We'll be back with less Halloween-y adventures in the Star Trek universe and the Shackleton Expanse campaign more specifically next Tuesday. So until then, folks, look after yourselves, live long and prosper.